Hello and welcome to all of you. Welcome in our group Complex PTSD and Thriving. I'm always super excited to be here with you guys, and I really missed last week. But I think making decisions is a really important topic. Okay, so where in your life are you avoiding making decisions? Because I get it, for some of us, the trauma experiences can still be coupled with that. That makes it really difficult for us, or that our brain sort of always sends those false alarms every time we try to make a decision, or perhaps you were not allowed to make any decisions growing up at all. So this is a whole new thing for you now to actually be able to make decisions. But let's explore this a little bit together, because when we're indecisive, or when we are kind of excessively worrying or ruminating on making a decision, it causes us a lot of suffering, doesn't it? It doesn't feel comfortable, it doesn't feel good when we're in that space, in that indecisiveness. Okay, so are you someone who is getting other people to make the decision for you? Do you ask other people, which one should I choose? What should I do here? Should I choose this car? Should I choose that therapist? That kind of, it's a different question compared to going out asking people questions about a certain, whatever you need to make a decision on, to get information, to get people's opinions, that you then you gather that and you take that away for you to make a decision that feels good to you. That's different, isn't it? That's okay. It's important that we do that, especially if they're bigger decisions. But some of us may struggle on which jumper to put on in the morning. There's different levels of these decisions there, obviously. But is it something that you let other people do for you? I'm curious. Let me know in the comments. Or are you the person, every time you're catching up with friends and that question's coming up, it's like, what are we doing? And you go, I'm easy. I'm happy to do what you want to do. I don't mind. That was me, by the way. I was that person. I never made a decision. So one of my friends got a bit cranky with me, and she told me how annoying or frustrating it is for her that she always has to make those kind of decisions. So I had to kind of step up a little bit there and do and learn and be okay with that, and realize that this, yes, sometimes I might choose something that my friend didn't really like, but because we're good friends, we are actually okay with doing sometimes things that we don't know, we may not enjoy quite as much as, but we do because we know our friend does. So we're doing it for our friend. That's friendship. So that's okay. And I have one friend, we actually split the decision making. One of us decides what we're going to do, and the other one decides where. So it's like, are we going for a walk or for the coffee? And the other one says exactly where we're going to do it. So it's kind of split in that way. It's difficult for both of us. So sometimes there's some kind of options around. But does it take you many days, sometimes weeks, months, to make a decision? And then when you finally get you're still doubting it, and you're still kind of second guessing. Oh, was it right? I'm curious. Has any of that, if any of that resonates with you, let me know in the comments. I'm curious. That was difficult for me too, so I'm not picking on anyone. Okay, that's all from experience. But let's look a little bit deeper. What's actually underneath that? And often it is kind of fear of being judged or blamed when we make that wrong decision and things don't turn out very well. Okay. Most often it is that lack of confidence, or kind of trust. I think it's a trust in oneself that I can make a good decision for myself. Because I just said a good decision, I want to challenge that, or that's what I had to do for myself, to shift that perspective that there is actually no good or bad decision. Decisions are learning experiences. Whatever the outcome is, I'm learning from that, and that is going to help me for my next decision. It's gonna either that was something that I want more of, or this is something that I want less of. Okay. So, and depending on where you're at on your healing journey, you might actually not know what your likes or dislikes are just yet. You've in a kind of complete unknown there, and that can make decisions a bit challenging too in one way. But on the other hand, it could make it easier, because if we don't know yet, it's almost like flipping a coin. Okay, this is, it's like a potluck, random thing. You just choose one. It's like, okay, I'm going to go with that. And instead of trying to make the right decision, I'm just going to choose one, and then I explore that and find out, is this something that I like, or is this something that I don't like? And that, like I said, this is a learning experience for my next decision. So I know that I'm either going to keep doing that or I don't, sort of thing, okay? But when we're doing that, we need to celebrate that as well. That we made that step outside of our comfort zone, that we came up with that courage and the energy. It takes a lot of energy to do something new, to make that decision, to try something out and explore if that is, if this is something that I like or not. This new learning experience, so we want to always celebrate that. But perhaps for you, it is more that you're in a period where you're feeling really numb, that blandness, that nothingness. It can be difficult to make decisions from that space too, because if there's nothing rewarding in anything, you know, there's no sparks, then that can be quite challenging, okay? If you're in that space, I remember I went through many periods of being really numb. I had like a table where I listed all the things that I did in a week, and next to that I rated them with stars. Like no star was, there was just nothing, there was no sensation, there was no feeling, it was just numb. Okay, and 5 stars was like, yes, I loved that, that was so much fun, I really enjoyed that, or whatever emotions you wanted to have. Obviously, while I was going through the periods of numbness, there was no activity that reached 5 stars, but there was 1 or 2 activities in there that got like half a star. And that's where I got curious, and that's where I put my focus on, because there is something in that activity that got some sparks going in my body again, that kind of sparks something in my nervous system. And I then intentionally choose activities that are kind of similar, or do more of that to wake up my body again, or get connected with those emotions and feelings there again. Okay. A big one always, I find, when it comes to indecisiveness, is not having clarity. If we are not clear on who I want to be, how I want to show up in the world, where I want to go, what's meaningful to me, what is the purpose for me, what do I value, if this is all uncertain, then it's really difficult to make decisions. And we all, you know, like I said, there's a term, decision fatigue. We all have to make lots of decisions, especially if you have a family and you have children, you know, there's lots of decisions to be made. Like from when you get up in the morning until you go to bed, you know. You even hear from people like Steve Jobs who tried to minimize the amount of decisions made, but he always wore the same kind of shirt and things like that. So people get very serious about reducing the number of decisions they have to make. But especially when it's like with a family, or for yourself, if you having a business, or if you're self-employed like myself, or which career you want to go to, all these kind of decisions. If we focus on the outcome, on the bigger picture, on the long term, that can help us guide those kind of decisions that we are having to make, especially the more smaller ones. For example, I'll give you an example. To me, it's really important to be environmentally friendly, to leave the smallest footprint. This is one of my big values in life. So if I'm a bit indecisive of whether I want to go for a walk at the beach today, or if I'm just going to go and walk over to the local park and go for a walk there. Now, check in with myself. Oh, okay. You already drove your car to the shops today, so I already put some pollutants in here. Okay, the decision is made. I'm going for a walk in the park. So sometimes that kind of helps me guide my decision, makes the decision process easier there for me. So I hope that helped you a little bit, and if you're really struggling with some clarity in your life, because that is really key. Once we have some clarity of knowing where we are going, things falling in place, and when we're feeling like we're on purpose, when we're feeling our life has meaning, everything shifts. Not just the decision making, the whole quality of life, and the way we feel about ourselves, the way we hold ourselves shifts. So that's really key there. And if you do need some help with creating some more clarity in your life, I'm more than happy to help you. So please book in a discovery call, and we can have a chat about what that one-on-one support would look like, and if I am the right person for you or not. Maybe not, but I have a big list of people that I could perhaps refer you to. Maybe I know someone that is a better fit for you there as well, so that's totally okay there as well. But I highly invite you to just pause a little bit now, and maybe do a little bit of journaling and checking in with yourself and all those things that we just discussed and all those questions, and maybe let me know in the chat there. So I don't know what is happening there today, whether the questions are there, but I'll be in there and checking the questions, and you, how you go and make decisions in your own life. Maybe you can share some tips there with us as well, so we can all learn together. So that's always beautiful to learn from one another. So thank you, and as always, sending you lots and lots of love and rainbows to brighten up the tough times just a little. See ya, bye.